What's the name of the phone company?
Huawei.
I think it's a Geordie chat-up line, isn't it? Huawei.
I think the real injustice is that it's not pronounced Huawei.
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 Huawei would be great. It'd be like Loughborough's boring, but Luga Baruga. Who doesn't want to go to Luga Baruga?
But they think that they'll spy on us through 5G. But
yeah.
I don't think I'm very interested to spy on. Well, they're going to look at my phone. It's just me watching Dennis Bergkamp videos and a hardcore dwarf porn. And I know you can't say dwarf anymore, but you try Googling little person porn and not have the police around your house quicker than you can say Snow White Bukkake. I'm telling you.
OK, so 5G.
What's a G?
What's a G? This guy.
I mean...
Oh, that might be the dumbest thing I ever said.
It's fun, because 3G was quality for 8. There was no 1 or 2G. 3G was quality. 4G popped up for a bit. Now it's 5G. I mean, 3G's the OG of G.
Yeah. I mean, what next?
Gina G.
Gina G.
Gina G, yeah.
Really
The original.
like Gina G.
Yeah. But she didn't get very good reception either.
There was the G spot, we couldn't find it.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
No, but it's fascinating that people are so suspicious of them, but actually, it's not like you can really turn them down as Britain. Like, if you don't use these guys, then it's likely we'll just have to go back to dial-up, and to that I say, ni hao to our new technological
Yes, if we don't go with them, we've got Alan Sugar and Amstrad.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, we're using the Faxophone 3000.
Yep.
But that's Trump's supposed to be sorting it out. He's gone, don't worry, Boris, I'll sort it out for you. It's like when you get a job priced up at home and then your mate goes, I can do that half the price, don't worry. And before you know it, you've got your mate round your house, you've paid him in cash up front, he's crying about his divorce, installing a 56k modem. Or you're digging out your VHS porn for an analogue wank.
Ovi, what do you make of this 5G? They reckon the Chinese are going to be able to spy on us. You worried?
Oh, God. Nah, I'm not the person to ask.
Well, you're dressed like a spy. Catherine, are you worried by Huawei?
I don't mind being spied on. You know, you can watch me all day. I'll make little asides to the camera like my very own Fleabag. I wouldn't mind it at all, but I don't understand G, and I don't understand why we can't make our own G. Do you know what I mean? Why do we need American G or Chinese G?
Chinese G sounds like a geezer.
Who's coming tonight? Mike, Phil, Chinese G. John, have you ever been in love?
The first 2 people I fell in love with...
2?
Hedge your bets. Different occasions, both ended with their partners telling me to stop phoning their home. The first one was a clown. Who I fell in love with when I was about 8. He opened a shopping centre near me, and I was transfixed. This guy could juggle, he could do magic, he had poems.
How old was the clown and how old were you?
Clown must have been in his late 20s, early 30s. I'm maybe 9 or 10. I asked for a picture. He's given me his card. It's only got his phone number on it. He obviously wants me to call. I left a few messages. And one day when I phoned up, his wife picked up, that bitch.
This sounds like an implausible story that the clown told the police. Like, no, he was calling me.
I like the idea of you phoning out and going, what are you wearing? I got the big shoes on.
It wasn't a sexual thing, it was just the love between a child and a clown.
When did you first fall in love with a woman?
In Torquay, on holiday. Took her to see Men in Black. Rained on the way out, give my coat, did the whole thing. Little pity kiss at the end of the week, which I'll be honest, I may have misread. Started phoning. She's not picking up the phone either, little minx. So what I did, bought one of those school exercise books, and across every line of every page, I wrote I love and then her name. If I made a mistake, tore the page out, and then I posted it to her.
Not creepy, glad that's not creepy.
Symbol of commitment and grammatical accuracy.
Well, let's have a look and see whether first love is one of the most important moments in life. Most men say that when they fall in love, they can't tell if it's the real thing. I can. I have a special little indicator that sticks up. OK, Johnston, what's the other most important moment in life?
People do babies, don't they?
You made it sound like litter.
I think the only reason I want to have kids is so I can look at other people's without being accused of being a paedophile. Like when you walk past a... I don't mean in that word.
No, dig yourself out of this. I'd love to see this. He's got a shovel. He's on your marks, John, and dig your way out of that one.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground.
Sure. He's going deeper before he even starts the dig.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground and you just want to be able to watch the abandon of children. It's like watching nature. It's like when you watch the leaves change in autumn. Sometimes you want to watch a kid on a swing and think, oh, I used to be on swings before I had jobs and before people judged me and before I wasn't allowed to be in a park. And then before you know it, you've been there half an hour and someone says, oh, which one's yours? You go, I'll go then. Fine. I'm not... It's a nice... And sometimes a baby will look at you.
What you should say is, I haven't chosen yet.
Sometimes they look at you, though. Sometimes you're on a train and... They look at you! I'm not the weirdo, yeah? You're the weirdos for making it weird, weirdos. Sometimes you're on a train and a baby looks at you and smiles, just in a way a baby would, and yet you want, as a woman, if you look over and pull a face, you go, oh, it's the maternal instinct kicking in. She's just communicating with the baby. If I look over and go... Can someone get Captain Weirdo off the train, please?
It sort of depends on whether or not you've got your cock in your hand.
Dr. Christian, is there anything that we can do to get John chemically castrated? You haven't got kids?
Absolutely no desire to have children whatsoever. Yeah, you can't... They just linger too long and you can't have a life.
They do linger, don't they?
Yeah.
They go on living is another way to say
They go on.
They linger. I mean, if they lasted 5 years, it'd be perfect, but no.
I never wanted kids, really. I just wanted one of those big American fridges. You know, the really big ones.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be ridiculous to get one of those. It's just me and my partner there, and like a lasagna and a lemon rolling around in it. I thought I'd better have some kids, fill it out with yoghurt.
Well, I didn't think that I was very maternal until I had my baby.
Isn't that a bit late, though?
Yeah.
Really, that's kind of fine,
But
isn't
then
it?
it was fine. No, honestly, you know...
Yeah, but what if it wasn't? You can't put it back in, can you? You can't, can you? No, you can't.
But see, if you do have every drug under the sun, don't... If somebody comes at you
Not
with
whilst you're
heroin-
pregnant, I should confirm.
No, but in labour, have everything. You know these folks that lie on beanbags and they have candles? No. No. You want to be numb, as God intended. You want to be numb from the waist down, knowing nothing about it until they give you a beautiful baby.
That's conception or birth.
Well... honestly, just have everything. Have everything.
I've never heard anything more Scottish than that. Take all the drugs that you can. Seriously, all of them. Get all of them. It's brilliant. It's like you only had the baby for the high.
No, but it is really... Honestly, I recommend it.
It's expensive, though.
No, it's on the NHS.
Well, they've worked out.
It doesn't cost you anything. It's on the National Health Service.
No, he's saying having children,
I mean,
not...
raising children.
Not the drugs. I know a guy that can get it for a favour.
I never really forget, like, the day I passed my driving test, probably the most significant. Because then you can go anywhere, can't you? Get the motor running. I mean, it won't surprise anyone to learn that I received a minor on my driving test for excessive caution. That's right, ladies. It really annoyed me. You know you're a fanny when on your driving test the instructor's saying, so when I tap the dashboard, I want you to slow down, but for the rest of the time, can you friggin' strap on a pair and just put your foot down?
I think it's a big time for, you know, teenagers passing their test. I just think it's a very strange thing that we pick that time in life to give kids the opportunity to drive. You know, it's the most sort of hormonally volatile you can be. So are you emotionally insecure and randomly aggressive? Here, have a machine that can kill yourself and others. You know, like...
When can you apply for your provisional licence?
I do drive a car, mate. I drive a Polo 1.2. It's blue.
And you've got a rhyme
take
as well.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
I drive a Ford Fiesta. It's Spanish for party.
I feel completely left out.
Do you drive?
I've never passed my driving test. I took it once and failed it so appallingly badly, I said I'm never, ever going to drive again, and I haven't.
I respect you for that. I think if you fail your test 3 times, you should be banned for at least 10 years. People think they have a right to drive, and they're like, well, I'll get there in the end. Well, you're clearly shit at this. You have to be told to stop now. Like, I failed 6 times, but then I passed on the 7th. Well, you're probably still shit.
Do you drive, Sarah?
Yeah, I passed second time. Apparently all the safest drivers are those who passed the second time. But I drove into oncoming traffic in my first one. But I didn't on the second one. But they don't teach you everything that you really need to learn to drive in the lessons. They don't teach you, like, how to balance all your snacks on the passenger seat.
Open the crisps when you're at the services, because it's difficult to open them when you're driving along.
Yeah, but I can't open a bottle between my thighs.
She can.
Really impressive if it's one of those Grolsch bottles. Take my hat off to you for that.
Johnson, what else have people been talking about this week?
Lance Armstrong. Is that something that's... I feel like that's been popular over here as well.
We've been chatting about it a little bit. American sportsmen generally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You guys get American things here?
You get too many.
I'll be honest with you.
Treat. You can have that back. Can I get a coffee? No, you can't get a coffee. You can have a coffee. You can only get a coffee if you bloody work there. They get this. That's another American thing. The Easter Bunny. You've just opened a can of worms with me, mate.
Relax. I'll talk to Mr. America.
I'm sorry. All right. Sorry.
I think it's Captain America. Give us the story. What happened with Lance Armstrong?
There's a big report just basically blaming him for not just being involved in doping, but sort of spearheading all the efforts for the entire team.
Yeah, he's ruined cheating for a lot of people. It was something I almost admired sometimes. You know, someone's got a bit of a cheat. You go, ah, it's quite clever to cheat, but he's just gone nuts. He cheated.
He didn't
just
to win the
cheated
Tour de
one
France
Tour de
once.
France. Yeah, but he cheated 7 times. You'd think after you've done it once, you'd go, phew, I got away with that. Carried on. Just the sheer energy for the cheating. I don't know where he got that from. It's not just the steroids he cheated with. He had a testicle removed, so he was lighter as well.
A Brit just won the Tour de France for the first time, right? That was pretty exciting this past summer. Cavendish, right? Actually,
No,
English.
it's Bradley Wiggins.
It's not. What?
I think Bradley Wiggins wins.
That's what I said. What did you hear?
It's Mark Cavendish.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Usually, like, if someone gets caught doing drugs, it means whoever got silver got gold. But because so many cyclists are cheating, I got a call this week to say that I hired a bike when I was on holiday in Paris. And I've gone down, so I actually won the 2003 Tour de France.
I bet there is drugs in boxing, though. Surely you've got to take paracetamol after a fight. All those bashes on the head. Do you get a headache?
To be honest, it'd be a hard sport to cheat in. You could have all the energy in the world for boxing, but if you haven't got the technique and the skill to go with it, you know, you still can't win.
Right.
I think if you took enough heroin, you wouldn't be bothered about it. Nick, you're a professional sportsman or drug taker, one of the off.
I think it's amazing. I respect him even more now that I know that he was doing drugs for 7 years. I did drugs once, and I couldn't leave my bedroom for a week. I barely had the energy to get up and piss in the Coke bottle in the corner of my room. And he's run it 7 times. I think that's amazing. Hats off to him.
He was the guy that pretty much invented the charity wristband. What people don't know is it was just a tourniquet that had sort of slipped down.
Let's have a look and see whether Lance Armstrong is one of the most talked about things in the last week. Yes, so Cyclist Lance Armstrong has been accused of taking performance-enhancing drugs. Suspicions were first raised when Lance Armstrong won the 2004 Tour de France on a chopper.
He's supposed to be there to talk about policies to solve problems.
They had one policy that was interesting. Their policy on burglars.
Yeah.
They basically said, if someone now breaks into your house, you can attack them.
See, I didn't get that, because on the one hand, they're saying, we really want Britain to be aspirational and we admire people who take risks and go out and get what they want. And then on the other hand, they're saying, shoot burglars.
My parents' house got broken into while I was in it, and...
By you?
No. I was in it. How could I break into it if I was in it, Jimmy? It's no logic.
Yeah.
You can never speak, for fuck's sake. Now, where was I? And I was upstairs and I heard some, like, real smashing around downstairs. And I came downstairs to see, and there was a masked man coming through the French windows. He was, like, halfway in. And the only thing I could think of to say was, "Excuse me!" And then he ran off. I turned really posh. We're not... really posh when I'm getting burgled. I'm the gentleman crime fighter.
You certainly look like a gentleman.
What I do, if I have burglars, I've got a burglar's outfit by the bed. And I dress up in it. And I go downstairs and I go, "There's nothing up there." "Jack, let's get out of here. He's got a big dog, he's a bit nuts. Let's go."
OK, let's get back to the Tory party conference.
I feel a bit sorry for politicians, because like, it is hard, isn't it? Like, and they're always evading questions. Like, but if they were honest and they said, like, "Well, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do?" Like, I don't know, mate. Right? No one's got any money. Right? Everyone's pissed off. They're asking me to sort it out. The wife's got the ump. Not seen the kids. I bought FIFA 2 weeks ago. Not even played it. That's why you can never have Homeland in this country, the programme in America about blowing up the government, because everyone would want him to blow them up. Do you know what I mean? Just one series. Oh, he's blown them up. New series. We'll leave it at that.
I hear Homeland's kind of big here, though.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty big, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah, it's a great show. Massive
Yeah,
hit.
it's good. It's a shame they couldn't have found an American actor to play the lead, but...
Could you look sort of troubled, as if you've got a dilemma going on inside you all the time? Can you do that?
Let
me check.
No, you look as if you're thinking about pie. Most people think they could become an Olympic athlete if they trained every day for 4 years. True or false?
That's a great question.
Thanks. I've been working on it, I'm really thinking about it. When did you take up boxing?
I was 12, so that was a lot of years in the making. So I think 4 years of... it depends. It depends. If you've got a natural talent, then you might be able to pull it off.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think, Nick? Could you be an Olympic athlete?
4 years is loads, isn't it? 4 years is way too much to be training.
Well, you think you'd go over the Olympic standard and just give up? You go, well, this is crazy, I'm too good at this.
Then Jamaicans learned how to bobsled in under 90 minutes, didn't they? So...
What do you think, Sean? What sport would you go for if you were going to try and get into, you know...
Olympic sport, probably pole vault. That's the one I've got the most natural skill at. It's the one I just naturally find myself doing. Just if I'm in a park with some equipment, I just find myself doing that. That's the one.
It's your go-to.
I'll just sort of go, I'll be like chatting around, sort of loosening up a bit like that, and I'll just pick something up and just find myself running and go, whoa.
They just do that at school, pole vaulting.
To get in.
They...
bloody games, would they? Sorry, you had to do pole vault.
It was one of the things that we had to attempt to do. That and long jump and hurdles.
Why the giggle on hurdles?
Because I'm obviously at all of those things.
Have you ever been to Glastonbury, Sean?
Yeah, I stopped going, though, because I did the maths one year, and mathematically, Glastonbury doesn't make sense. Because there's 137,000 people, and I think there's 3,200 toilets, which means it's 42 people per toilet. Doesn't sound that bad, but if you had 42 people staying at your house, one toilet, And they're all vegetarians. And you're number 38. Basically, the Glastonbury is the Somme with Biffy Clyro playing, isn't it?
Doc, did you go to Glastonbury? Did you watch any of Glastonbury?
No, do you know what? The whole festival thing... I mean, well, number one, I don't like nature, full stop. I like concrete, I like shops. But I went to one festival once, and actually, it was V Festival as well, and I think I lasted about 2 hours and then just had to go. I couldn't bear it. It was dirty, it was sweaty, everyone stunk, there was no shops, I couldn't use my credit card, couldn't use my hairdryer. It was awful, hated everything.
You brought a hairdryer?
I took my hairdryer, hoping to plug it in somewhere, but hated it and just left.
Isn't it a farm the rest of the year? So is there, like, some kind of exchange programme? So if your friend, you know, goes to Glastonbury, you have to have a cow at their house. Is that how... What happens to the animals the rest of the time?
What happens to the animals? They go on holiday.
Oh. Do they?
Yeah, to a big sort of shed thing with loads of spinning knives.
Well, I went to private school, so I never did go... Like, my teacher never went on strike, so...
You went to private school?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a waste of money. When you say private school, were you a boarder? Because I think I've seen this DVD.
Very funny. Do you know what, though? And I got head girl as well. I was head girl.
You were head girl?
Head girl.
This is the same...
It's not just teachers, it's passport control officers as well. They want to go on strike. Well, what they should do is let them go on strike and get the baggage handlers in to do it for them. So you could give them, the baggage handlers, your passport, and they go, yeah. Is that your laptop?
So this is the strike that went on. 750,000 people went on strike. Teachers, civil servants and public sector workers.
And the people who answer 999 calls. We should have checked that couldn't happen, shouldn't we? You can't be phoning up and they've just got someone in. She's like, hey, yeah, what do you want? Ambulance. Brenda, what number for an ambulance is it? 2. He's gone. He's gone.
I used to take 999 calls. I used to work for BT.
But you got, no offence here, but you're what I would describe as a chatty Cathy.
A chatty what?
A chatty Cathy.
Are you flirting?
No, you're quite a chatty man. So when someone phones up and goes, please fire ambulance, I imagine you would go, what's happened? Tell me everything. He's done what? I'll send him round. Yeah, no, the firemen are busy. They're coming round here.
Wimbledon?
Oh, yeah.
Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Go on, what are you excited by it? Do you like it?
Not really. I like that when people watch Wimbledon, they all go out and play tennis, don't they? You know, so it's like when I watch a cookery programme, it makes me want to eat. You know? Like if I watch a sad programme, it makes me want to eat. Programmes about weddings and that. Just eat.
Fridge is quite close to the telly, isn't it?
Close enough, unfortunately, but I've got one of those grabby things that pensioners have, so it's chucky.
What do you make of Wimbledon? Do you like Wimbledon?
Don't really watch it. But I've got to tell you, I'm actually a professional table tennis player. I'm actually I was number 2 in
How
Essex.
do you serve? Because I think I've seen this in Thailand. So what level are you at table tennis?
I'm professional, I'm really good.
What, you're a professional?
Yeah.
Who pays you to play and what do you wear when playing?
Well, I played when I was about 13 to 16. That's when I didn't discover boys or makeup or, you know, the sugar hut. But I was really good.
The sugar hut? Is
yeah.
that a euphemism or...?
It's a nightclub. I can't believe not been sugar hut.
I thought it was a sweet shop and I got quite excited.
What I don't understand is, why can't they play tennis in the rain? Just get on with it. The ball's wet, they slip around, it's funnier. Why can't they play it in the rain? It's like
you
cricket.
can play in a bit of light rain, it's fine.
No, but why can't they play in heavy rain? Why do they just play on if it's pissing down? It's all about... Just play the bloody game, get on with it.
You can make racket umbrellas. That's what they say. Like that and quickly use it.
Who do you go to for advice? When something bad happens, when something happens in your life, there's a crisis, who do you go to?
My mum.
And what does she say?
Google it.
I think it's got to be family, because I would definitely go to Mama and Papa Wan every single time for advice.
Mama and Papa?
Mama and Papa Wan.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
They are adorable.
Do you phone them up for just advice on like, personal stuff, or is
Well,
it like...
I tend to talk to Mama Wan first, because I can't understand my dad, because he talks in very broken English still, which is...
A little bit racist, Cock.
A little bit racist. But it's a little bit. But it's true, but honestly, to this day...
You never communicated with your dad?
We do. My dad is one of these immigrants that came over to the country. Social immunity, I'm allowed to say this. He's one of these immigrants that came over, and when he came over, he couldn't speak English, and my mum taught him to speak English because they fell in love. And then over his life, he's lived here since he was 16. He's about 102 now. So he's been here most of his life. And so he must be able to talk good English. But he's really, as soon as he doesn't want to listen to a word we're saying, we'll say, you know, Dad, how are you? We'll just go, oh, Or I'll turn around to my dad and I'll say, you know, Dad, this has happened in my life, or, you know, this has happened, I really need some advice. And he'll go, who are you? This is the honest truth. He becomes really racist about himself and refuses to talk in English.
And you've got comedians watching you on going, you know we can't possibly join in on any of this. I've got one. Does he sometimes say this?
Top thing that makes someone posh.
How they speak.
How they speak. You think that's what makes someone posh?
100%.
I think it's more that you can always, nearly, with a real posh person, you could always see their teeth. I was thinking a really posh person looks like a normal person halfway through a sneeze, like...
Posh people always have their pasta kept in like see-through jars. They want to show you their pasta. They go, look, spaghetti, look. Look at shit. What have you done? You've taken it out of the packet and put it in another packet. You're wasting your time.
Like it's a special treasure.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you genuinely, what do you think makes someone posh?
Men wear coloured trousers.
What's that about?
Yeah, not just like beige or black or jeans. That's...
Like red, green.
Yeah.
Green? Who's wearing green trousers?
And also, posh people, they don't know how to put on a jumper, do they? They get a jumper and they go, oh, bloody... Oh, I'll just put it over my shoulder.
Posh people, so they don't do their hair, do they, really? I noticed that.
Posh people don't do their hair?
No, not really. It's all messy and, like, skew-whiff, isn't it?
What, like Lord Walsh over there?
Order! The question is, top thing that makes someone posh?
A swimming pool's bigger than their gene pool.
Sean Steen, what else are the nation be talking about this week?
Kate and... Well, I don't know why they are, but apparently Kate and Wills have been in the news because they went to Canada. Yeah.
What do you mean, woo?
Well, the thing is that this country gets kind of semi-enthusiastic about it, but America go... I mean, it's crazy, crazy news over there. It's like the front of every magazine and... Huh?
America and Canada are different.
You sound exactly the same, Pet.
It's such a boring story. You've got the two most boring people in the world go to the most boring country. Well, sorry, but Canada is boring. Even their transvestites are women. That's how boring it is.
But I liked it, there was the Canadian pop star who didn't call him the Duke of Cambridge, she called him the douche of Cambridge.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then apparently William looked at her, laughed. Yeah. You can imagine him going, cut off her head.
Yeah.
He's so dull, he wouldn't. What he'd do, he just goes, oh, I don't know. When you see Kate and Wills, you were watching, I was thinking, kick a moose or something. Kick a moose. Be rude to an Inuit, piss up against the totem pole, do something. Watching them, I just think...
You're wrong, they've got so many Brits who do all of that. It's good that somebody kind of, you know, they do it right.
It makes you... I'm with Sean, I miss Prince Philip on these trips.
Yeah, I do.
It's like £1 million it costs to get them over there. £1 million to go to Canada. For £1 million, I'd want to be paintballing on the moon.
Paintballing on the moon would be difficult.
Spoil everything.
They've had to make up stuff for them to do because them doing normal things isn't. They went to meet a tribe called the Micmac tribe, which is obviously made up. What these guys, they make their own mints, so what you need to do is get a tic-tac knick-knack from the Micmac.
Micmac sounds like they're half Irish, half Scottish, doesn't it?
I tell you, they're heavy drinkers.
He even landed a plane on a lake, and he made that look dull.
But they said it was amazing that he landed a plane on a lake because there's only a handful of British people that can actually do that. I think, yeah, because we haven't all got helicopters. It was a helicopter, wasn't it? We haven't all got lakes or helicopters. I can reverse park a Micra.
They had a holiday during the middle of this tour. I was thinking, when they have a holiday, how do they know they're having a holiday? What's the difference between holiday and work? The only difference is, at the end of the day, when they're working, they go, oh, bloody hell, I'm really tired of unveiling stuff. My unveiling finger's really... Oh, dear, if I have to lift another tiny little flag over a plaque.
That's the other thing as well. They're praising them for doing ordinary. Oh, it's amazing how Kate, she just went up to this girl and talked to her. As if she was like another human being that spoke the same language. It's amazing.
You can't talk to girls, John, so...
That's why we put the two girls on your team. We thought we'd give you a chance. We've paid women to talk to you.
I've done that.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, this week, Kate and William have toured Canada. Prince William is a dashing helicopter pilot, a mega-rich heir to the throne, with a beautiful wife who commands the affection of an entire nation. If you're watching William, I have to admit, you're better than me in almost every conceivable way. Well done, Baldy.
He is receding literally by the hour, isn't it? You can just see it as you're going...
He's unveiling his head.
OK, one more story to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Harry Potter.
Ooh, are you excited about it?
Well, my youngest son is. I mean, I'm excited for him, but... yeah, I mean, it's nice, good, clean fun, right?
You say it's clean, but there's a raunchy kiss.
Apparently so, yeah, apparently.
Emma Watson says this is the most anticipated kiss in history, which is bullshit.
But it's such a huge, huge obsession for people. I mean, I took my youngest son, we went to Universal Studios, and you can kind of get your head around it when it's like an 11-year-old wanting to wear the, you know, Hogwarts cape and the tie and buying the wand and getting on the ride with all the gear. I mean, it's a bit weird, but, you know, you've got grown-up people. I mean, there's a certain type of person that goes to theme parks as a grown-up on their own, I think. It's
Pedo.
There's these adults in all the gear, and they're screaming and shouting on the ride, because you sit on a bank of, like, 4, one extra than this, and they're, you know, these grown-ups are going, yeah, man, oh, let's go, come on, Harry, and you're looking at these people thinking, why? I mean, it's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a real come-down for the actors, though, isn't it? Because their lives are not going to be as glamorous, you know, because the special effects in Panto aren't that great. We're going, Daniel, when you fly, Big Dave's going to pull on the rope. And you have to make the whooshing noise yourself. OK, so Big Dave... He's going to spend that 48 million, and in 20 years' time, he's with the Chuckle Brothers and Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe was asked what advice he would give to his younger self, and he said, don't try too hard to be something you're not, which is the essence of acting.
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd say, don't worry about anything. In the future, you invent a time machine.
It is bad news for British industry, because one of the things you have to credit J.K. Rowling with, she insisted the films be made in this country. So all those films, largely, British crew worked on them, British production houses.
Well, maybe she should write another. She should string it out a bit. That would be a good thing.
No, she didn't.
Well,
you know she didn't write it, don't you? You know that, don't you?
Is it?
It's a biography. She met this guy called Harry Potter. He was working in a coffee shop, and she just basically, she wrote down his life story.
Is it really a true?
Yeah, it's true story, even the bit at the end. Even the bit at the end.
The bit with the thing with the guy?
Yeah, you know how he dies from the eats the peanut? It turns out all along he had a peanut allergy.
Let's have a look and see what Harry Potter is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the premiere for the final Harry Potter film was last night. The baddie in Harry Potter is referred to as he who must not be named, presumably because he's shagging Ryan Giggs' sister-in-law. Did you know, for example, 50% of people say they feel they're not living life to the full? Come on, how can you say that? You're sitting on your own, watching E4 in your pants, eating a yoghurt. It's pretty full on. Tinder has 10 million active daily users. Oh, yeah, it's got users, all right. You could have called me, Carlos. You could have called. And 64% of teenagers think they have it harder than their parents. Well, I'd like to say to those teenagers, they're wrong. No one has ever had it harder than your mum. Right, let's get started. Ashling's team. Who do you think are the most popular people in Britain?
J.K. Rowling.
She's become incredibly successful, a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Do you love her?
Oh, I love her. Have you read all the Harry Potter books?
No, I'm 32, but... I've read a lot of her work on Twitter, which I think is genius, because she is... Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, the
Ashley.
books
Look,
are
I know a lot
stupid.
of
They're
people-
childish. It's silly.
I mean, she is a woman who basically has become a billionaire by taking children's pocket money. She's a genius in my book.
Did you see recently, speaking of Twitter, she's had this big like Twitter spat with Joanna Trollope, which is actually really hard when someone's called a trollop already to work out what to call them. But, I love the idea of like authors having feuds that like she's driving by Joanna Trollope's house in her Beamer going, "What's up, Joanna Trollope? Bitches running witches!"
Why is she wasting her time arguing with people on Twitter when she's a billionaire? Well, if I was a billionaire, I'd go in Argos and buy one of everything.
I mean, that's literally everything we need to know about you. Rich, have you read these books? Have you read the Harry Potters?
I haven't. You know what I do? I think, you know, she's made it OK for a whole generation of children to read again, which I genuinely think is a real shame. Because when I was growing up, you were allowed to just watch television. Kids these days have to read. You know, my daughter read all the Harry Potter books. I had to read some of them. It's fine. But I say to my son, "Oh, you said, why don't you read this thing? It's good. It's got like wizards and there's like lots of deaths and stuff like that." And he honestly goes, "You know there are video games, right? Why on earth would you be reading a book when there's a video game?"
It's quite a positive message there for
Yeah.
Brendan.
You can't help the truth. Computer games are better than books, and so are films. Because you don't have to do the thinking, it's there. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? I think Steven Spielberg's got a better idea of what I want to watch than what I do.
I've got a pretty good idea of what you want to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You flirting with me?
No,
So, David, you've read the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're quite complicated. You know, I will say that about them. It's just generally, I feel I grew up in a more simple time when a wizard had a pointy hat, you know, was a man, a woman that was a wizard, was a witch, and had a cow, or a cat.
Cow?
Sorry, yeah.
They're quite complicated.
You were
people.
thinking...
They're quite
David...
complicated. David wasn't able to remember all the facts.
I love all the Harry Potter books. The only thing is, like, Hogwarts is not a great school. Every year they have a rather large amount of accidents involving children. At least one of the staff members get murdered. Like, Ofsted should be stepping in. What is going on here? There's a snake in the sewer.
I've not really read Harry Potter. I've not watched the films. It reinforces the fact that boarding schools are weird, isn't it?
I think probably the reason you wouldn't enjoy it is because the kid with hair like yours is the baddie.
He's always the baddie. What I like about the films is, you know, because Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, it was so method, he's actually stayed a child.
Have you seen You?
I
Shall we have a look at... I mean, obviously, J.K. Rowling has legions of fans. This may be her biggest fan.
Hello, I'm Harry Potter himself. You're looking for America's biggest Harry Potter fan. But you're in luck. You found the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. In 2006... Watch it, steady on. In 2006, I went and saw J.K. Rowling in New York City. Where she signed this. And this, which is now one of 4 tattoos on my body, with plans for more.
What fun fact, that is the man that kills J.K. Rowling.
If he ever has sex, he's going to shout out Expelliarmus, isn't he?
I don't think he needs to worry about that. Okay, well, let's have a look and see if J.K. Rowling is up there. Yes, it's J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was once unemployed and living on state benefits, but now she's richer than the Queen, who, ironically, is unemployed and living on state benefits.
Does this show still go out
No,
on
no,
telly?
no, 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 no. You can't look in yet. Oh, my God, no, Sean. You don't want to ruin it.
Oh, sorry.
It's an incredible game. OK, John and Sean, this is a bluffing game. John, in front of you, there is a red box. Sean, in front of you, there is a gold box. There's a carrot in one of these boxes. I know, it's exciting stuff. The aim of the game is to end up with the carrot. It's a game of bluff.
When do we do the conundrum?
Sean, stand still. Let's try and... John, you want a carrot. Sean, you want a carrot. But there is only one carrot. Let's play. Shh. It's incredible. Shush. It's a brilliant game. Shush.
Stupid.
Stop ruining Christmas.
Why you told me?
Why are you ruining Christmas?
I'm not ruining Christmas.
Well, you are.
This is ruining Christmas.
Look at his little face. He's excited about playing. You've got to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, I can't wait to win this carrot.
OK, let's play. Carrot in a box. OK, Sean, you can look inside your box. John, you cannot look inside your box. OK, you want the carrot, Sean. No, don't put no hands in the box. You can look inside the box. Have you looked? Have you seen?
Yeah.
OK, you now have to convince John to swap his box if you think he has the carrot, or keep your box. It's a game of bluff. The winner is the one with the carrot.
Oh, well, I'll keep this. It's got carrot in it.
OK.
It's a stupid game.
OK, you have a choice. Do you want to swap or not? I mean, he seems confident there's a carrot in there. He's seen the floor in this game.
Jimmy's ploughing on.
What do you mean Jimmy's ploughing on? It's my job. Is Sean bluffing? Does he have a carrot in his box?
It's a real quandary for me, Jimmy, this.
Well, he can choose another box.
Yeah, he's allowed to swap if he wants to swap.
Why can't I just keep my box?
No, he can swap if he wants to swap.
I can refuse to swap it.
No.
You can't make somebody swap something they want to swap it.
Have you never played carrot in a box before? Have you never seen the show?
I must have been on holiday.
Time.
I must have been on holiday that week it was allowed out.
Do you want to keep your box or swap your box?
I can keep this, or I can have the box that's definitely got a carrot in it.
Yes.
I want Sean's box.
OK, we'll grab Sean's box. Sean, let go of the box. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the game.
Can I just say at this point, if there's no carrot in that box, you are a genius.
Well, let's swap boxes. Swap boxes.
Am I allowed
swap the boxes. Swap.
Am I allowed to have my box back? Is there another round where I get to have the box with the carrot in back?
I'm going to level with you, fellas. We've never played this game before. We do not know how it ends. OK, so, John, you're now allowed to look in your box.
Right.
And I believe you can reveal... Point it the other way. Does it contain a carrot or not?
No fucking
You are the winner. Congratulations.
I'm going to go and sit down now and think about what we've done.
I think these days, for some reason, it's ghosts. Well, I don't know if people are scared of it. They like thinking about it and making crap television about it. But are people still scared of dead spectres and stuff?
I'm just scared of Derek Acora.
Can you imagine that, like, dead for, like, hundreds of years, and then the first point of contact with, you know, alive people...
There's a camera.
And then it's him going, all right, Daddy, you're in there. Daddy loves dick. And all that, you know.
Do you know, talking about Most Haunted, Derek Acora...
Yeah.
I think that show's been going on for 5, 6, 7 years.
Longer,
I don't
yeah.
think they've ever seen a ghost.
No.
No, they're changing the name to Least Haunted.
That show should be called Location, Location, Location. Because they can never find one, can they?
I do enjoy those shows because I believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts. Most people believe in ghosts. How many of you believe in ghosts? Come on!
If you believe in ghosts, go... there's no... I mean, I tell you what proves there's no ghosts.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo. I watched 5,000 episodes. Every single episode started with rumour of supernatural activity. Every week, no ghosts. There was a man, a janitor, or a fellow who used to work in a disused mine shaft.
There's no way you can debunk Albert Einstein, who proved with the famous equation E equals mc squared that everything is made from energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. Energy lives forever. Therefore, one must ask, what happens to your energy when you die?
What energy, though?
It goes into the soil.
This is energy. This table is energy. This is not solid.
That's because it's plugged in. It's got lights on.
But then a car is energy, and when a car gets squished up and breaks down, is the spirit of the car still alive?
Absolutely.
That's the whole thing about Einstein saying how the universe was created, how it couldn't have been created.
So energy goes at every... So we've got the amount of energy...
can't disappear.
No.
This is like a stoned conversation in a student's hall of residences. So, like, what? Like, the table's alive. Like, when you die, you're still not dead, man. You're just, like, out there, but nobody can see you. Why isn't this on the news, man? This shit's fucking serious.
I did a séance when I was a student. One night, you know, you think, oh, this will be a good idea. Get the Ouija board out. And we got the glass. And it goes, right, oh, we've contacted a spirit, and this all starts shaking. And then he went, right, what is your name? And it went, L-H-G-L-L-H. And I said, oh, this is not working. And my mate genuinely went, what if it's Welsh?
I went on a Ouija board once. First time I ever went on a Ouija board. I've never done it since, but I spun it around and it spelled out the phrase, you have no new messages.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there.
Yes! In the game.
It's actually easy to tell if your house is haunted. It isn't. OK, and what do you think people are scared of?
Probably terrorism.
You think terrorism? OK.
Yeah, I think that's number one.
Yeah? Terrorism. They don't exist. It's a figment of people's imagination.
What does he believe in? No ghosts, no terrorism. What do you believe in?
Whiskey. Whiskey in the high seas. And treasure.
Jason, Tim, Jack, what else do you think people worry about? What are they scared of?
Getting old. I reckon it's that, innit?
Tell me
Getting
more,
old.
yeah.
I pulled out a grey pubic hair about 2 years ago.
I know, it hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, grey one, and I thought, how are my balls getting older than my head?
They have been wrinkly since you were 12.
How do you know? I went to a 60th wedding anniversary. It was my wife's grandparents, and I did say to the granddad, I said, what's the secret? Thinking he'll have a really romantic answer. So what's the secret of being married for 60 years? He went, the hard part is staying alive. Fair enough,
yeah, that thing.
But I looked into it, and so it's diamond. That's when it stops being good, so it's diamond. And then 80. Does anyone know what 80 years married is?
Like copper.
No, it's worse. Oak. Oak. And 90 is granite. Basically, they're trying to get old people to buy themselves coffins and headstones. That's what they're trying to do.
Holly, are you scared of growing old?
A little bit, yeah. Although you do get more seats on buses and stuff like that. There are massive advantages to it.
Yeah.
I was on a bus and this really old woman got on. She was really decrepit. And she went up to this guy who was sitting down and said, "How old are you?" And this guy was like 37. She said, "I'm 84. Get up." Like, she just invented human top trumps.
No, people are very respectful of old people, like getting up on the bus and like nobody swears in front of old people, do they? And I love that idea that old people don't swear as well. Like, if you think about your nana living through the Second World War, at some point in the Blitz, she was stood at her window going,
I'm scared of is not ageing myself, but an ageing population. The population is getting older and older and older. We have more advances in medical science, so people will live longer, be a greater drain on all our resources, and I think we should introduce euthanasia, but in a subtle form. So, for example, if you make the font on road signs very small, so the old have more crashes. Things like that, so we could just slowly get rid of them without actually rounding them up in stadiums and shooting them.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there.
Yes. Back in the game. Back in the game.
Yes, growing old is the scariest thing. I'm looking forward to getting old because I've always wanted to be systematically maltreated in a large detached house on the outskirts of Hastings. OK, fingers on buzzers. What else are people scared of? Go ahead.
Is it insects?
Like creepy crawly type things?
Yeah. I actually find spiders quite horny. I don't analyse it, I just go,
Look at the legs on that, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Since you brought up legs, I did the first celebrity... Celebrity get me out of here. And I was the first one to eat some bugs. And I couldn't chew it, it was so tough, so I swallowed it. And when I was walking on the bridge back to the camp, it started crawling up my esophagus. It was living inside me, and it came up to my mouth, and I had to spit it out.
That was probably its ghost.
This is a true story.
Don't they say, like, in your life, you eat something like 40 spiders in your sleep or something?
They say that, but,
yeah, but
really...
who's they?
Yeah, who's they? Mainly Uri.
Spiders? Women don't like spiders, do they? Particularly women don't like spiders. And you know why that is? It's because they've got more crevices. Women have got more crevices than men for the spiders to crawl into.
I like that. If you did a diagram.
I've only got one crevice, and if a spider wants to go up there, I take my f***ing hat off to him.
But these flus, whenever the government says, "Oh, this is what's happening, and you're going to die from this," it's actually not what you're going to die from. It's the stuff they don't tell you about, which is going to kill you.
Yeah, pies and vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
Holly, are you worried about global pandemics?
I am a bit, but I kind of feel like we're a bit worried about germs in general. When I was a kid, if you dropped something on the floor, you just pick it up and blow on it, and then you'd eat it. That was fine. That
3-second rule.
Yeah,
3-second rule, but 3-second rule, like, who... Everybody knows the 3-second rule, but who came up with that? Like, did we have some sort of agreement with germs?
Actual doctor came up with that 3-second rule.
Jimmy, this is in my pocket.
This is in your pocket?
24 hours a day.
Are you going to bend it? What are you
no,
gonna do?
I sleep. I sleep with it.
You sleep with
every
hands,
time I
Joe?
shake. Every time I shake hands, I go
That's disgusting.
like that. Every time I go to the loo, I go like that.
I go out my cock.
Apparently, you're supposed to wash your hands, and the length of the time it takes you to say happy birthday to yourself. No. Okay. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Sean. And then, happy birthday to me.
It always takes me ages because I'm always crying.
Yeah.
It takes me ages as well because I do the Stevie Wonder one. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
The UK is the 5th fattest nation in Europe. So who's fatter than us? Well, I believe it's Latvia, Sardinia, Slovenia and the Orkney Islands. A recent study revealed Taiwan is the best country in the world for expats. My auntie is now an expat. He calls himself Chris. Never been happier. Right, let's get started. you think people have been talking about sports-wise?
Maybe the Paralympics, Jimmy? Well, there's a Paralympics and then there's the boring Olympics. That's why they put the Paralympics on second, because you couldn't put the Paralympics on first and then watch the other boring Olympics. Because you'd be like, oh my God, Tom Daley's going to dive. Wait, he's got 2 arms. Boring!
Ellie, how hard would it be for you to go for another cycle, another Paralympic cycle?
Well, I
think stick to swimming. Take an interest.
My plan is to go to another Paralympics, and then I'm going to join the Boccia team.
Boccia?
So Boccia is when there's a white ball, and they're normally in teams.
Right.
And they just try and, like, get the ball to that white ball as close as they can.
The next Paralympics you'll go, and then you'll join another team and try and do another Olympics.
Yeah, probably. That's my aim.
Gabby, you watch the Paralympics, I
Oh,
presume?
yeah. I wasn't out there. I've been out there for the Olympics, but I wasn't out there for the Paralympics. So I watched it at home and enjoyed it as a viewer, and they just did magnificently. The whole team was incredible, because London was such a success. I don't think anybody thought they could achieve, that and then go some, and double their tally of gold.
I love the Paralympics because it's inspirational.
It's bought your house, isn't it?
Not yet, mate. Wait till Tokyo. I love it because, we're successful. But it's like once every 4 years I get to go into a room and I'm not like the weirdest looking one in there. It's like
Is it like, sometimes if you saw like someone with like a prosthetic leg and you was walking, you might wait to hold the door open, where occasionally it might have been, if you're both able-bodied, it's sort of like a 50-50 who's going to open the door. But I don't know, like, is there sort of different levels at the Paralympics of
there's a hierarchy, the blind ones, no one gives a fuck about.
I saw 2 blind blokes at a train station bump into each other, and one said sorry, and the other went, don't worry about it. I don't know how they worked out who was wrong.
You should see at the village, it's like, for especially blind people, you see a visually impaired person, like, all just, like, holding each other, like, guiding each other.
Who's at the front?
A visually impaired person.
Well, are they still there?
The village is brilliant, isn't it? It's like someone's got one of us wet and we've multiplied. You look, there's so many disabled people.
I bet the parking spaces are rammed. I thought we would have had a really busy day. Geezer at the train station that does the ramp on the train.
Oh, yeah.
Get all the spectators coming. When your train pulls in and he has to get the ramp out.
Like,
what's going on? 2 hours in my shift.
When we went on the plane out there, we were on the plane with some of the Paralympians. And because they have that little aisle wheelchair.
Yeah.
So there's only one to get them through. So they're all dumping their wheelchairs at the start. And the bloke who's in it just looks and goes, oh, you're fucking shit. That's a queue right back into the terminal.
OK, let's have a look and see if the Paralympics is up there. Yes, it's the Paralympics. Ticket sales for the Paralympics were disappointing, but when I first heard there were a lot of empty chairs in the stadium, I thought there's been a miracle. John Steen, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Oh, thank God for that.
Do you think
I
the
get
pressure
so
was
nervous,
on?
I thought you were going to ask me first. I just get so nervous in that moment. I go, who's you going to ask first? And you ask John. Phew.
It's not Sean and the twins.
We don't look like twins. We look like finalists in a What's Mika going to look like in 20 years?
John Steen, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
One of our MPs, Nadine Dorries, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle
and eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Would you do it?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white
off you now.
You hate moths. It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower, and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
And you did the moth's hair? No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes. Now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the jungle.
Do you get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Shall
year
I tell
they
you
call?
how much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on.
Wow. £250,000.
£250,000?
Really?
And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed
I'll go
as
tomorrow.
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo.
I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls. There's Starbucks, the coffee people. They've been a bit naughty.
What have they done?
The store... What have they done? What have they done? They've been at it, haven't they? They've not been paying tax. They don't pay any tax. They managed to sell... I know. Get your head round that. Just... But they've managed to make their books appear that they're losing money, and basically what they do is they take the losses from other countries and lump them onto the business here.
It's endemic. It's not just the company as well, some of the staff as well. Look.
When did you do that?
Earlier this year.
Just after a meeting with their accountant.
That's what I was thinking.
They are one of the few places you can have a coffee and watch women getting their tits out.
Those are mothers breastfeeding, Nicky.
In my one, where I am, there's like a thing there and there's all bushes on it, and when the breastfeeding mothers come in, you can just peep through the bushes like that. It's almost like they're saying, oh, go on, enjoy your coffee.
Do you know that this is being recorded?
Sean, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, the Tory party conference.
Oh, you love it.
I was marvelled at it was brilliant, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, the part when I came on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, so I missed that bit. I don't really do any research. Sorry, did you? What part were you on?
Yeah, just, I came on and talked about my story in the games, and my family came on as well and talked about what it's like to raise a champion.
Right. Who did you meet?
Tessa Jowell and Jonathan Edwards. She's quite a nice person, actually.
Tessa Jowell's Labour, I think. Theresa May's Tory.
Theresa May.
I don't even know she
They made a big impression on you, anyway.
Are you sure you're at the Tory conference?
It might have been the Labour.
Might be right. OK, Johnson, what else have the nation been talking about over the last year? It's not a séance, Mel. What have the nation been talking about over the last year?
It just really hurt my head.
Ever injured themselves on this show?
John, what have the nation been talking about over the last year?
Well, it can't all be fun, can it? The Levis and the... One of his comments was like a Yoda thing. He said, who should guard the Guardians? Not no one. Might as well have commissioned Yoda. Who should look after him? Not no one. Well, possibly someone then. Waste the money.
Or is he more like a Dalek? He goes, hang on.
I like the way we're getting to the heart of the issue here. He sound like this.
That's all right.
He might as well have come out on the steps and just said, instead of having to go at the press in any way, he should have just said, celebrities, royals, behave yourselves.
Yeah.
And that way, he'd have said, we won't even need to report on you. And none of this would have happened.
It was doing the Dalek. I'm really sorry. It was going... and it brought up something really weird.
Is this because you can't do this sort of stuff on British Bake Off? You can't, during the judging of a cake, you can't go...
It's incredible that he's still...
Mel's about to make a serious point.
There's no way.
Brace yourselves.
What I want to know is, though, it happened to so many people, this hacking business. How... It must be quite easy to do. So how do you hack someone's call? How do you do it? It's obviously quite easy. My dad used to hack into my calls back in the 1970s by lifting the receiver on the other phone in the house.
With his talons.
So I'd be... in the hall.
And then he would fly off with it. Your dad's a griffin, yes? He's a griffin.
I'd be downstairs on the trim phone in the hall, and I'd be going...
Your dad would be on his perch.
And
Did you know, for example, 8% of women say they've never worn the most expensive thing they've bought? That's because it's a dishwasher. 43% of Brits would like to use alternative energy sources. I've just bought a wind turbine. Now I just need somewhere to plug it in. And 21% of women will not make love with the lights on. Problem is, they come on automatically when I open the car door. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason, Duncan, Johnny, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Big Brother.
Yeah? You're a big fan,
there's
aren't you?
3 new housemates gone in.
3 new housemates.
Belinda, Belinda and Belinda.
Somewhere over the rainbow! Going mental.
Did you hear that song?
That was phenomenal.
Doobie doobie doo. Be quiet, Belinda.
She's nice. Lovely.
She is nice.
Yeah. Bubbly. Bubbly. And I don't mean, you know, effervescent personality. I mean shaped like a bubble. But she's an incredibly annoying individual.
And she even annoys you when she's sleeping.
Yeah,
she snores
horrible,
like
isn't it?
it's horrible.
Although in fairness, you are watching people snore, Duncan.
Yeah,
you might want to think about getting blue back together. That's all I'm saying. I'm busy watching people sleep.
Sarah's philosophy. I'm not a big fan of Sarah's. Her philosophy is she went, I take every day as it comes, and I thought, well, that's just you have to do that. I'm like, I like to grab 3 weeks at a time and then just sit waiting for another couple of days.
Yeah, that is her saying, I am willing to go along with the laws of nature. I can tell you Big Brother is not one of the most talked about things this week.
Oh, that was a waste of...
But of course, Big Brother continues. New housemate Belinda is perhaps the most naturally talented person I've ever wanted to push off a bridge. Since Belinda entered the house, Mikey has been busy wishing away his few remaining senses. OK, Jason, Duncan and Johnny, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Food. Gordon Brown has said that we're wasting too much food. This is about 3 weeks after he said we're all getting fat. Now he's changed his mind. Now he's saying we're wasting too much food. And, you know, of all the problems he's got, he's obviously become Prime Minister and gone, oh, what should I fix first? Global terrorism, knife crime. Oh, no, you've thrown them bananas out. They've still got a bit of yellow on them. It's gone mental.
What you should do, if you don't want to waste food, just do what I do. I just buy Parmesan. Never goes off. Even if you can put it on a rooftop in Nairobi, it won't go off.
The thing that gets me, right, I read in the paper this week that we waste £1 billion in food every year, right? Now, which sounds scary, doesn't it, right? But I've worked it out, right, that if you think, how many zeros is in a billion? That's 9 zeros in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. £1 billion, right? How many is there of us? 56 million, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a million, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we waste £17.85 a year, right? So, boobless. No, not doing it properly, right? So I worked it out. Per person, per day, we waste 4 pence a day. I couldn't give a flying monkeys, to be honest.
Jason, there's certain people that upset that balance.
I buy champagne and, like, chase homeless people.
Thanks for backing me up, Johnny.
I'm a nightmare. I go shopping and I'll do my go around. I love it. I love going shopping, round with my little trolley, around Sainsbury's. I do. And I love the little 2-for-1 deals you get. Put them in. But
do you tend to bring a couple of friends with you to do exactly the same moves? Let's have a look and see whether food waste is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the news, but Gordon Brown has told us all to stop wasting food. The chair of the National Obesity Forum broke when a big fat fatty sat on it.
Well, the Bumblebee crisis.
What now?
What? The Bumblebee...
Don't panic! Don't panic! No one panic!
Calm down,
What are you talking about? What Bumblebee crisis?
You don't know.
In the paper when it says BB crisis, you know that's Big Brother, don't you?
Female bumblebees, which apparently are the zealous, hard-working sex, are turning into fat, lazy males. This is a crisis because although bumblebees don't make honey, they do a lot of bumbling. And bumbling levels have reached a record low, and it is a real problem.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of lady bees turning into lady boys?
Exactly.
So bumblebees, you're saying, don't make honey?
No.
Right, they just bumble around.
They just bumble, and neither do they sting.
What do they do? Little fat, lazy Am I dreaming, or is Richard Madeley talking about bees?
Because I can check if that's in the top 5.
I don't think it probably is.
Well, I think people have got to be talking about the shock horror news that Coldplay have been knocked off the #1 spot by...
Jack Shearer.
Crazy Frog.
That's more annoying than the Crazy Frog.
You don't have to pixelate her genitals, so...
Chris Martin has said he wants to catch him and eat his legs. But he's never going to do it. In the video, there's some guy in a rocket bike chasing him. He can't do it.
7% of UK kids don't know what?
The correct way to prepare crack.
That if they eat another chocolate biscuit, they'll turn into a chocolate biscuit.
It is about food.
What a carrot is.
Very close.
What a carrot isn't.
I think I'm going to have to give you this one. It's 7% of UK kids don't know how to eat an orange.
What?
Incredibly. 7% of UK kids don't know how to eat an orange. Cover it in breadcrumbs and deep fry it. They'll get the hang of it. To be fair, most kids get all the orangey goodness they need from Bacardi breezes. Sean's team. This is from a study by Leicester University from March this year. On average, policemen spend 2 minutes per day what?
Playing with their needle.
Arguing over who's going to be bad cop.
Spend 2 minutes per day tampering with evidence. You know, just for old time's sake.
Is it boiling a really soft egg?
No, the answer is, in fact, on average, policemen spend 2 minutes per day taking statements. Dave, Simon and Lee. This is from the Department of Health survey from last December. Southerners are 5 times more likely to what than Northerners?
Support Manchester United.
Celebrate Pimm's O'Clock?
Book a flight from Gatwick.
I'll give you a clue. It's to do with an emergency.
5 times more likely to not have an emergency.
It wasn't that much of a clue.
Call an ambulance.
You're absolutely right. It is dial 999.
Yeah.
My neighbour had a heart attack, right? Fell on his hamster, and the RSPCA got there before the ambulance.
Sean's team, you're next. This is according to a survey by the Ramblers Association from this March. 69% of people think that encountering what would spoil their enjoyment of a country walk.
Talking sheep. Especially a really dull one. If a sheep could talk, it'd be quite boring, wouldn't it? You know, he's just been standing here all day. Bloody boring. Well, good over there yesterday. Great.
A badger the size of a horse.
That sounded really rude, the way you said it. Oh, she had a badger the size of a horse.
I keep forgetting Richard Madeley's there, and it's like a little surprise every 5 minutes.
What would spoil a country walk? Come on, just think about it logically.
A bull.
The road.
Electric pylon.
Yeah, you're along the right.
Motorway. Cars.
Well, you're absolutely right. I'll give you that. It's vehicles.
What?
Dave, your team, next one's from the British Attitude Survey, December 2004. By the year 2015, half the world's population will what?
Have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Will have had a go on Titmus.
I've read the Da Vinci Code.
Reading the Da Vinci Code is kind of along the same lines. They would be able to read the Da Vinci Code.
Speaking English.
You're absolutely right. Sean, yours is the next one, from a survey by Surrey University, featured in the Daily Mail in March. 17% of British women are kept awake each night by what?
17% of British men.
Richard Madeley.
Yeah, they're there tossing and turning.
Yeah. Is it ecstasy?
I think it's a gentle but insistent prodding in their lower backs.
Come on, it's quite an obvious one.
The children.
Is it snoring?
You are absolutely 100% right. 17% of British women are kept awake by their partner snoring. If your partner does snore, one way you can deal with it is to gently roll them over. Do it 3 times, they're out the bed, problem solved. Most disappointing holiday destination?
Leatherhead.
Costa Delamitri.
Is it Dusseldorf?
It's
not.
not.
I always say, you know, EasyJet have those flights on Ryanair to Dusseldorf. And you think, why would you want to go? And if you say, I'm taking you on a romantic weekend, where to? Dusseldorf.
I think it's anywhere where England's barmy army are when you get there. Spain especially, because I don't know if you've been there when there's been a football match on and they're all on the streets going, Champions, champion, and all the Spanish are going, that's mushrooms.
OK, come on, most disappointing. It's between Spain and France.
Andorra is between Spain and France.
Andorra is the correct answer. The most disappointing holiday destination. This is from a That's Life magazine survey from last year. Most frequently told lie. Simon.
It's been great to have you on the show.
I must have downloaded it by accident.
It could be you.
Or is it, I won't come on your cat?
Most frequently told. It's more obvious than that. It's something that is often said by men to women.
Like a donkey.
Something like, you know you...
Don't look fat in that.
Yeah.
You are exactly
Yeah.
right. The most frequently told lie is you don't look fat in that.
Well done, Richard. Brilliant.
If you look, we've got the top 10 here. It's, of course, you don't look fat is number 1. These were only £10. Second most common. The bus was late. I've got a headache. I've only had 1 drink. That dress looks good on you. The check's in the post. You look 10 years younger. You're wonderful in bed, and I love you. I think over the course of 1 weekend, I've used all of those. This is from a poll by Yours magazine from last year. Hardest thing to open?
A spearmint rhino in Kabul.
I think there's a market for it, I'll be honest.
Yep.
You go in there, pay your money. Oh, she's got beautiful eyes.
Is it the front door when you need a poo?
I shall tell you, surprisingly, the most difficult thing to open is not a West End musical. It is, in fact, bleach bottles. But considering the fact that kids can't get into an orange, why are we worrying? Did you know, for example, the minimum pay for a prisoner in a British jail is £4 per week? They say crime doesn't pay, but it does. £4 a week. The average German wakes up at 6:23 a.m. Well, it's difficult to sleep with all that on your conscience. And 40% of people use their mobile phone to cheat on their partner. I use Mr. Tinkle. Let's get started. Sean, Vic, Rafe, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I guess on the topic of reality television, Lee, that's what I'm talking about, McQueen winning The Apprentice.
He doesn't. He's never said that's what I'm talking about. He says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's how that works. Did you watch any of The Apprentice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I never had my finger away from the button where it was on.
I like Don.
Didn't he? Yeah.
The thing I like best about Serrano Sugar is he's mental. Clearly he's mental. Because he brings them together. He goes, right, you're probably wondering why we're at the Tate Modern. That's right, we're making fudge. Yeah, you're probably wondering why we're at Duxford Air Museum. That's right, children's coffins.
It's all part of his policy to try and intimidate.
Yeah, and why did you have to do everything on a weird fax phone?
Weird fax
You had to
phone?
make all the phone calls in the series like that,
Using a normal telephone with the loudspeaker function switched on.
It's terrible. It's terrible when twins fall out, isn't it?
Rafe, did you not get a little bit unnerved by Nick and Margaret always, like, hiding behind plant pots, just taking notes? And even when it was something they didn't even care about, like, you could be washing cars and they'd be going...
What were you doing before you were on The Apprentice?
I thought he was the Ents officer and eating half hot mum. It might just be me. You know, sometimes grammatical things annoy you. His catchphrase is, you're fired, yet you haven't got the job yet. So really, it shouldn't be you're fired, because it's about trying to get the job. It should be, you're not on The Apprentice show anymore. That's what it should be.
You're right, of course.
It's a bit like... Thank you. It's a bit like... You remember Bruce Forsyth's catchphrase was, nice to see you nice. It doesn't make any sense. What it should be is, nice to see you. No, really, it's nice to see you. It's the same
That's why he's
problem.
never going to get fucking anywhere, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look and see whether The Apprentice is one of the most talked about things this week. It is the fifth most talked about thing this week. Yes, The Apprentice ended this week. Tragically, due to a mix-up at the BBC, the winner of The Apprentice is going to be playing Nancy in a West End production of Oliver. John Steen, what do you think the nation enjoyed over the last year in the sporting world?
Well, I guess we have someone with us who was at probably the most famous sporting event and probably the most famous sporting day of last year.
Did you get tickets? Was it amazing being part of Super Saturday?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, it goes down as Mo, Jess and that random ginger guy who turned up as well on the day.
But your life will be different after tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know what Nancy's got planned for you. Sounds like the ginger kid's getting laid. How far did you actually jump in the final?
8 metres 31.
I genuinely don't know how far that is. If you paced out, how far would it be across?
Well, if you do 8 long paces, then like a foot.
8 long paces?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got to do it right, though, so it's
hang on, 8 long paces. All right, so 1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. F*** off. No way did you... You did 8.
Well, you're probably being a bit generous.
Oh, we've got a tape measure. Throw us a tape measure. Hang on, so I'll hold this.
It's not long enough.
8 metres.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll do 8 metres and then we'll see. OK, so I'll hold that.
I've got something that's half a metre long.
That's not me, no.
I carry around a ruler with me.
OK, so that's 8 metres, and then you went a bit further.
Like, so, yeah, about here, where I'm standing.
That is mental. Jess Ennis was at the peak of physical fitness in the heptathlon. Watching her, I couldn't help feeling ashamed of myself because I could see what I was doing reflected in the telly. Sean Steen, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Ooh, Oscars?
Yes, the Oscars.
Were you excited by them?
Not particularly, no.
Daniel Day-Lewis, though, I mean, you can't doubt the guy. What an actor. I mean, he's proper thing, isn't he?
Well, he should have got assassinated. He's really method. He should have got himself shot. I
don't see why method actors are praised. People say, oh, that's the best way of acting, but because he trained to be a butcher when he was playing a butcher. But that's the opposite of acting. That's just becoming a butcher. I've been doing method for 10 years now. I'm actually quite a bubbly chap. But I can reveal now that I'm playing Jack in his upcoming biopic. Spent the last 10 years getting into role, and I think I'm ready. Do you think?
It's annoying because I auditioned for that.
What's incredible is his speeches, because actors act because they're tedious people. That's why they do it, because from when they were children, they've learnt that by being other people, they make more friends and are more popular.
Have you thought about acting?
I can act right now. I don't need to learn to... I'll do a butcher right now for you. I won't go away and train to be one. What do you want, darling? A little bit of beef?
The Pope sort of woke up on Monday and thought, oh, God, got to go to work.
Well, in fairness, he doesn't have to be at work till Sunday.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Why do the popes always start old?
Well, they're talking about the Ghanaian Cardinal Peter Turkson being the next pope. That's him with Chris Huhne there. You can see Chris Huhne's asking him to take a few points for him.
What I want to know is, if we're going to have a black pope, when are we going to have a black queen? No talk of a black queen, is there?
Keep an eye on Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
That's her.
Sorry, I don't know what that means. Explain that one.
Well, I'm saying maybe her baby is going to be black because it's probably not.
The Queen's not elected, is it? No, that's a serious answer.
Yeah, but that's what makes it weird that people choose the Pope. Shouldn't it be someone who something magical has happened to? You know, like you got Jesus, like he was the guy because, you know, you knew... No, I'm just saying, you know that he was chosen by God because he'd done, you know, he'd done magic things. It should, well, you know...
So you think, what, Paul Daniels? Who are you? Yes, the Pope has resigned. He's going to be difficult to replace. Where are we going to find another paedophile apologist who's also a Nazi? OK.
Can I just do a little disclaimer? Can we just make sure we don't put the bit about me talking about she might have a black baby? I'm really scared of the royal family.
Are you genuinely scared of the royal family?
I'm just scared that they can kill you, they can organise.
Once a decade, they do one of their own. They don't go outside the family.
If Kate Middleton has a white baby, they'll just ignore you. If she has a black baby, they'll have their own problems to deal with.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of questions to ask.
The main worry is not if it's black, it's whether it's ginger.
Most people admit to lying at least once a day. Is that true or false?
It's true. I lie every day. I wake up and say good morning. Every single day.
I lie all the time. I like lying. I love it.
You lying now?
Yeah. By 9 p.m, I've lied 900 times. Women lie especially. I don't mind about getting my... I'm on the pill.
Did you lie about that?
3 times.
Jimmy, I'll see if you lie, because I've got a question I want to ask you. I've
Sure,
noticed
go ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Have you had your teeth jazzed up?
Yeah, I've had my teeth jazzed up. That was the exact term I used.
Yeah.
I want
really white. It looked like you swallowed a torch.
Yeah, well, they were looking kind of shitty, and I was getting, you know...
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Did you
send no, they weren't that bad. They were bad. They still look like teeth.
I got the teeth of like a dead horse found in the Thames after about a month.
I like your teeth, but then I like Watsits.
Yeah.
Which made me think, oh...
Yours are so bright. They're a bit... I mean, when you switch the lights out at night, do moths bump into them?
This 15 Australian miners were sacked for doing the Harlem Shake. So we asked our studio audience, is it important to have fun at work? Yes or no? No, not asking you... Oh. They've got to... The question's for them.
Yeah.
No, really? Yeah. Have you never seen this show? What are you thinking?
I
I'm going to go with yes, Jimmy. It's...
I mean, it's all good and well to laugh and all that. I mean, we're Germans, we like a laugh. We do. It's just we laugh once the work is done.
Of course it's important to have fun at work. I mean, I'm not a dick, I'm not a... The first few Harlem Shuffles, I was like, this is funny. You know, like there was Wacky Tacky Tie Day, then that had its day, and now it's Harlem Shuffle Day. I just worry about the trend this is going in. It's going to be like, oh, we call it Gangbang Thursdays.
I mean, I can see why John and Henning don't like it, because obviously you are to fun what grit is to snow.
I
quite like it. I like the chaos.
And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Best way to relax after a hard day's work? Nancy, how do you relax of an evening after a hard day's work?
Well, I will have a hot bath with a drink, and then have a very deep tissue massage.
Jesus.
Who's the masseuse?
Well, I don't have to tell on TV, but I have a few.
Oh, that kind of massage, I see.
No.
What sort of tissues do you use?
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.
Is it the FIFA? Is it the corruption at FIFA? This alleged corruption at FIFA and the World Cup being allocated to, amongst other countries, Qatar?
They've never even heard of football. It's just a joke, isn't it? What the hell are they doing with it? Having the World Cup over there. I think it's ironic that Qatar is another word for bunged up. Sepp Blatter was the one who famously said, crisis, what is a crisis? You thought, it's what you're in, you stupid sausage-eating twat. We played it wrong because we tried to do the decent thing. We did it the English way. We sent Prince William out there with David Beckham because he seems like a good egg, and we did it all very nicely. Said, oh, do come to us and we'll do it ever so nicely. It'll all be very nice and everyone will be very pleased with it. We should have sent Ray Winston out there. Well, I got a shooter!
They called them the Three Lions, didn't they? They had David Beckham, Cameron and Prince William. And when you look at them, they look like some boy band. Daily Mail had put a boy band together. It'd be those three. Useless. They should have sent Pippa Middleton's arse over there.
Like, backed it up into the meeting.
English people that are getting angry about it, like, oh, we deserved it. We tried to bribe people. We were just shit at it. Like, we gave the wives of the ambassadors handbags. That was our big little something for the wife. You go, oh, it's empty, this. Yeah, I think you'll find she'll enjoy that.
The embarrassing thing is we spent £15 million on the bid and we forgot to use any of that for bribes. If we'd used it all for bribes and just gone stadiums, we haven't really given it any thought, but...
They don't even have a stadium, do they?
They don't currently have a football stadium, no. But
Do they even play football?
No.
They've not got a stadium, Jim. Where do they execute people there, then?
They're going to air condition their stadiums and the whole area outside the stadium. Because it's going to... I mean, at what point do you just go, well, if you're going to do that, just do it on the moon? The moon's put in a good bid. We're going to build stadiums and put oxygen in them. But, you know, I mean, you can't do anything up there and you can't do your suit off to have sex with each other, but you can't have sex or drink there anyway, so...
There'd be no slow motion, would there?
On the moon?
Yeah, it'd already be in slow motion, wouldn't it? You'd have to quicken it up.
You better see if it was over the line, at least.
It'd be great to put one away, though, wouldn't it? Just...
It may surprise you to learn I've never played football, but I'm not sure how much of that goes on. Even in slow-mo, but to speed it up, that is you just going, oh, I love football.
That's how you get up in the air.
You climb, you...
What do you think, Jamelia?
I tell you what, about the particular whole FIFA thing was the fact that the guy resigned, and like he resigned, he said, you know, I haven't done it, I'm not guilty, but I'm going to resign anyway. That's so dumb. Like, if you're saying that you didn't commit this, is it a crime? Is it a crime?
Is it a crime to bribe an official?
If there's no broken glass involved, it's not really.
Okay, then, if it's a crime...
If it's a crime,
how can
If it's a crime to bribe officials, then lock me up and throw away the...
I don't know anything about football.
Well, why did we book her on the show? I thought she was an expert.
I don't know anything about football. I don't even know if players are on a team.
But it would be a good thing for Great Britain if we had the World Cup, because it brings a lot of revenue in and there's a sense
but
of...
we're already getting the Olympics. Isn't that enough?
I think we should bid for the Winter Olympics, don't you? I think we should start doing, you know, learning to ski and skate and stuff without snow. Get really good at it, and then win the Winter Olympics. Everyone will turn up for winter. Where's the snow? There isn't any.
The MP's expenses, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to go there. Yeah. I must admit, I was kind of on the side of... I kind of thought MPs pretty much, they're working a long time. Like Gordon Brown, taking crap all day, and he gets home and he switches his telly on and he sees Vernon Kay earning more than him. You're just going to think, do you know what, I'm having those Jaffa kicks.
John Prescott claimed for not one but 2 toilet seats.
Now, yeah, but that was over an 18-month period. Imagine how many he broke over that period.
I know.
He only claimed for 2 of those.
But if you had broken... If you broke toilet seats every time you used them, wouldn't you just be inclined to keep that quiet and think, you know what, I think I might sort that out myself?
It's one of the most terrifying moments in your life, isn't it, when the toilet seat just shifts a little bit. It's only half an inch, but you just think, where am I going to end up? It's only just a little bit.
Finally, someone empathising with John Prescott going, you know what, you need to get it fixed because it's terrifying.
Can I just say, though, see, with the expenses, the thing that annoys me is the little stuff. That's, I think, what annoyed everyone, actually. When they start claiming for a packet of hobnobs, you just... Oh, for God's sake. Who wants to go for a drink with this guy, you know? Oh, you want crisps, do you? I'll keep the packet, because I'm going to claim on that later. A packet of salt and vinegar.
Even the moat thing, I had a sneaking admiration for someone who claimed a moat.
Does anyone need a moat for?
To keep people out of your castle!
I got a Kit Kat the other day, and, you know, I wasn't in work, but I claimed for it on expenses. Yeah, no, it's the thin end of the wedge, but... Yeah.
Mickey, this is coming home with me.
I'm going to take Jamelia.
It's not a crime.
But they...
I like the Macaulay Culkin-ogram.
Yeah, the little boy.
Yeah, the little boy screaming.
OK. 18% of youngsters said the person they're most scared of is who?
I was scared of everything, but maybe I just read the wrong papers, but I get the impression our kids aren't scared of anything. But I used to shit myself. Someone told me once that recording off the telly was illegal. And I had, like, 150 videos. I remember once the police coming around and being convinced I was going to get locked up for, like, 50 years for recording Saved by the Bell off Channel 4.
Probably, you know, on every housing estate, every street, there's a sort of bit of a nonce fella. He's not a proper nonce, he's just a bit odd. But everyone goes, oh, don't go round there. Shut you up, he will.
Sean Steen, what do you think kids are most scared of?
Well, in our house, it's Mr. Jangles, which is one of the characters I play.
Who is Mr. Jangles, Sean?
Mr. Jangles comes up the stairs! You better be in bed! Before Mr. Jangles gets up there!
That's every
Everybody's scared, Sean. That's just not it.
We're all
Getting a bit
scared
panicky.
I'm afraid that's the end of the show because we have to go to bed now.
I find it really funny when kids are scared of stuff, because my girls, they're not... I've got 2 daughters, and they're not scared of anything, but I've got a niece, and she's scared of everything. I took her to Cadbury World recently, and, like, they've got these big, like, cocoa beans walking around, so, like, dressed up cocoa beans, and the whole time she was like... I was just killing myself laughing. I was, like, proper laughing at her.
You were laughing at your niece as she was terrified on a day out.
I liked your face, Jamila. Do the face again of her being terrified.
Oh, she was...
Was she in a Michael Jackson Thriller video? It's quite an extreme, terrified...
No, but that's how terrified
Can we have it one more
she
time?
was.
Could you do Mr. Bojangles, or whatever it was called, and then I would have terrified? It'd be great, a little playlet.
Mr. Bojangles! I don't do it, really. It's a joke. I don't terrify my children as Mr. Jangles.
Say that now.
What's he called then?
Ron.
Ron, coming up the stairs.
Ron. No, it's just... Ron's here.
And weirdly, that's more terrifying than Mr. Jangles. So, Kelly.
When you're like 5 years old till you get to about like 8, I know that's changed nowadays, you're terrified, absolutely terrified of your parents.
Well, your dad was the Prince of Darkness. 68% of men say that when it comes to women, they like to have something to hold on to, like her ankle when she tries to leave. Over 50% of Brits have never tasted English wine. You don't know what you're missing unless you've ever sucked lemon juice out of a cat's arse. And 24% of men think Simon Cowell is the best-dressed man in Britain. That's probably because he spends so much time in his massive closet. Right, let's get started. John, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will, I am.
John Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I did... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned around.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going. If they can turn back again, go, well, you must be joking.
Ellie, are you watching it?
I am. I like the judges. I like Jessie J a lot. Me and Natalie were saying this. We want to be Jessie J's best friend.
Her best friend?
Yeah. Jimmy.
Or girlfriend.
Or girlfriend, would you?
I don't know. Ellie, we was in the makeup room. We were saying we'd give her one, didn't we?
If you three need a space to sort of hang out and just see what happens, I've got her.
She does have the ability, though. She's, like, absolutely beautiful, but within the blink of an eye, she can go to Les Dawson. Like, she proper gurns.
Amazing. It's like...
Literally, she's, like, beautiful, and then suddenly she'll be like... it's weird.
Is
it's
her
really
hair
weird.
real?
I think she's a big fan of wigs.
Wicks. Wicks. Get down to Wicks. You can see Tom in an old people's home just being wheeled around going, I knew Elvis, you know.
He mentioned, like, every 2 sentences he goes, when I was talking to Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well he knew him, but I know they haven't spoken since 1977. Get over it. Johnston, what else do you think is on our top 3?
There's the recession. We're back in recession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like like how a chief economist in the UK has said that the missing link within the British economy is a lack of confidence. So I think I know what George Osborne should do. He should just draft in Gok Wan. He's good with confidence, isn't he? And he'd just get the economy, tell her she's got awesome bangers, whack her in a wrap dress from Dorothy Perkins, away we go! He's sorted!
It's a good idea, but I worry it will end with George Osborne naked in a shop window somewhere.
Yeah.
So you look fabulous. It's all about the confidence.
I've never liked them.
What, bangers?
No, recessions.
Oh, right.
Never liked them. I'll stick my neck out and say they're shit.
Yeah. But you don't like them?
No, I don't like them. Said it, I said it.
I wondered when...
It's out there now.
Because it's been in the news a lot this week. It's a return to the 1970s, and I wondered, is that why you're wearing that?
Don't take that. Go straight back at him.
Yeah.
Go and get him.
All right, hold on.
I'm going to move out of the way.
Yeah.
And you sort him out.
Do your top button up.
Let's have a look and see if the recession is up there. Yes, Britain is back in recession. The recession risks catapulting Britain back to the 1970s, or in the case of Scotland, forward to the 1970s. 7% of drivers have gone to court over a speeding incident. It happened to me. I tried to explain, yes, I was speeding at one point, but to be fair, hitting those pensioners slowed me right down. 5% of people have worn the same pair of jeans for the last 10 years, and we call those people dads. And 43% of British women don't get enough sleep. Well, ladies, trust me, if you go to bed with me, you will. Right, let's get started. Rob's team, what have the nation been talking about over the last week?
Trump. Again?
You think?
I think this is a glimpse into the next 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, depressingly.
Apparently he's calming down a bit. It's not as bad. I think that's the general vibe. He's stopped the ban on Muslim thing's not going to happen, and the wall's a little bit, you know, it's more fancy. But then you sort of go, oh, right, he's calmed down then. What has he done? Oh, just appointed a white supremacist as his right-hand man. Oh, good, thank God. I thought he was going to do something racist.
I think the whole thing about the fence is going to be really funny, you know, because, you know, it was a wall at some point, and we already have some walls. You know, then it's going to be a fence in some parts, then it's going to be barbed wire at some parts, a dog at other parts, and just like a keep off the grass sign at the very end.
I sort of think, though, like, he's saying he wants to keep Obamacare and still do the wall, but it's going to be expensive. Why doesn't he just build one really long hospital? And just put that on the border.
You know he'd build it on the wrong side, though.
Yeah. Oh, no!
I can't believe how he's getting away with saying these things, like... It's just insane, some of the things that he says and what he says he's going to do.
The thing is, he's like in his 70s. Like, my dad's in his 70s. I'd never let him run a country unless... unless my mum was with him all the time. Just come on, Dave. Get a bit much, yeah. Just talk to him, stop eating cakes and crack on with the job.
It does feel like every time, when you look at what 2016 has given us, Donald Trump got elected, it feels like the world's at war, the refugee crisis is escalating, Mary Berry's off Bake-Off Fred, they've changed the size of Toblerone's Fred. It feels like 2016, what have you got left for us? We've 1 month left. Will Postman Pat come out as a paedophile?
The things his cat would have seen.
Watching the news at the moment, like, I finally understand watching football, because night after night I feel like I'm watching like this, going, oh, come on! Get off the news!
Sarah, what do you make of Donald Trump?
I find that the right in America seem to be so contradictory. So on one hand, they're like very pro-life, and so that's very tricky in terms of women's reproductive rights. And then on the other side, they're talking about pro-gun laws and supporting that. And I feel like if we just called maybe fatal shootings very late-term abortions, we could solve it. Like, how can it be that, like, you are allowed to kill an intruder in your house but not evacuate one from your womb? Like, pick a team. It's one or the other. we were the 10th call he made was to Theresa May, and everyone's questioning that. And if we want his attention, we need a pussy he wants to grab. And I think we should pretend that Kelly Brook is Prime Minister. Not just to entice him, not let him near her. I'll kick his head in if he touches her, but just to like, get him interested.
Yeah. Are you saying that instead of phoning number 10, it should be some sort of chat line first? Just to kind of, hi.
Yeah. Imagine, though, being Theresa May and being, like, her age and getting to the top of her game, and she's still, ladies, waiting for some jackass to call. Just call 10 other people. And eventually, at the end of the night, around 4 a.m., she gets this text from Donald Trump going, "Bae, you still up?" And she's like, oh, why do I get myself in these situations?
She definitely texted back, "Who dis?" Like she didn't know. Why was that a snub, though? She was the 10th. Do you know how hard it is to be a 10 in Donald Trump's book? Like, you have to be 50 years younger than she is already.
Well, let's have a look and see if Donald Trump's one of the most talked about things. Of course. Yes, it's Donald Trump, president-elect. Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said there was a lot to be positive about following Trump's victory. Yeah, especially if you're a big fan of sexual assault and racism. Did you know, for example, 1.5 million Britons would like to be buried with their mobile phone? And if you answer it when you're sitting behind me in the cinema, you will be. 1 in 20 people have held a party for their cat's birthday. Even the cat's thinking, this is a bit tragic. And 22% of nightclub hookups are one-night stands. Yeah, who would have thought the guy you tugged off in a toilet cubicle 2 minutes after meeting him in Hollywood's nightclub Romford wouldn't turn out to be the love of your life? But if you are watching, Darren, call me. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It was Halloween this week, so tonight our panellists' job is to guess the top 3 things people are scared of. John's team, what do you think scares people?
My attempts at being intimate.
Aw, don't put yourself down.
I'm not going to put myself down, but I'm just going to tranquilise myself.
Your attempts at being intimate?
Well, if I'm sexy with people, they find it frightening.
Why?
Could you just, give me a demo and I'll tell you whether I think it's frightening. Give us a little demo. Yeah, Alex is right there. Give her a demo.
I don't mind. Go on.
It's the tongue, innit? It's the tongue. I've got too powerful a tongue. I was born with it. What am I going to do? But I don't think it is me. What are you scared of? I'm not
Well, see, I say this with trepidation.
What are you scared of?
Ghosts.
You're scared of ghosts? Because last time you were on the show, you spoke about ghosts, because you've seen a ghost.
Yes.
Have you seen anything since you were last on the show?
No, but I have seen 3. So don't play it down. I mean, there's 3.
You've seen... Yes, you think you've seen 3?
I don't want to be one of these people who sees ghosts.
No, and there's medication you can take to stop it. But if you forget to take it, you will see them. That's...
Yeah.
Has anyone else seen ghosts? Have you seen it? You believe in the paranormal?
I haven't seen ghosts, but I'm kind of scared of ghosts. Yeah, because I'm just scared.
Well, you are little.
But no, I got something about when I was younger. You know what? Let me cut the story short. I'm just scared.
I think there's a happy medium between a really long story that goes on too long. I mean, really, that's just a bullet point there, I feel. Give us a bit more. When you were young...
That's it. There's no story. I'm just scared of ghosts. Yeah. Like, actually, not every ghost. Casper was all right.
Yeah, Casper was a friendly ghost.
Yeah.
Are you scared of ghosts, Catherine?
Absolutely not. And I promise you, ghosts are more afraid of you than you are of them.
They're more scared of you than you are of them. I think that's spiders, isn't it?
Oh, spider ghosts, spider ghosts, spider ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, were you scared of ghosts? You seem like a very level-headed man, but...
No, I'm not. But what's the point?
Yeah.
But no, obviously there's no such thing as ghosts.
Whoa.
I tempt all the ghosts, all the demons, all the spirits, all the dark forces of the underworld. I tempt you now. Do your worst. Visit on me the 7 circles of hell. Visit me with your...
Do you mind doing this when we're not here?
Gingy is scared. He's been through
on.
this.
I think it's a bit much asking for a ghost, Sean, to appear on a TV show. There's certain scenarios in which you tend not to get a lot of ghosts. You know, you don't tend to get ghosts, say, in Argos. You never heard, the blue pens were all just flying. A number came up and I went to get the electric blanket and it wasn't ready yet.
Well, I can tell you, ghosts are not one of the scariest things. But if you see a ghost, there are 3 things you must do immediately. Number 1, put down that drink. 2, turn the lights on. And 3, stop making things up. What?
No!
John's team.
Well, I guess we have someone with us who was at probably the most famous sporting event and probably the most famous sporting day of last year.
Did you get tickets?
It's the Olympics and the legacy and all that. But London's Twitter account still has 1.5 million followers. I just think tidy your account up. They haven't tweeted for a year. It's time to stop now. But the Olympics was fantastic and you've done very well.
But for you, it's been spoiled by their inability to tidy up their digital messaging.
It was a fantastic event. I think Britain did a fantastic job. Not only the team, I mean, all the people behind. I mean, I think everything was absolutely perfect. So, well done, Britain.
Well, well done us.
Yes.
Well done, Britain. How far did you actually jump in the final?
8 metres 31.
I genuinely don't know how far that is. If you paced out, how far would it be across?
Well, if you do 8 long paces, then like a foot.
8 long paces?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got to do it right, though, so it's
hang on, 8 long paces. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck off. No way did you... You did 8.
Well, you're probably being a bit generous.
Oh, we've got a tape measure. Throw us a tape measure. Hang on, so I'll hold this.
It's not long enough.
8 metres.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll do 8 metres and then we'll see. OK, so I'll hold that.
I've got something that's half a metre long.
It's not me, no.
I carry around a ruler with me.
OK, so that's 8 metres, and then you went a bit further.
Like, so, yeah, about here, where I'm standing.
That is mental. I'm gonna have a dart. Well, you had a running start, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it standing if you want.
All right, I'm gonna do a standing start.
Gives it.
So
that's at least a start.
I haven't done any training. You've been at this for 8 years, so...
That's true, that is
I reckon with the right
true.
funding. That is pretty impressive, though, isn't it?
Thank you.
No, it's pretty impressive. Come on, let's one more. Gold medal. Was it amazing being part of Super Saturday?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, it goes down as Mo, Jess, and that random ginger guy who turned up as well on the day.
But your life will be different after tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know what Nancy's got planned for you. Sounds like the ginger kid's getting laid.
It was amazing meeting you, Greg. You know, but it does sort of remind me how shit my year was last year. Like, you won a gold medal and I had my bird table stolen. Completely different years.
Is that on Super Saturday?
Actually, I did have a good Saturday that Saturday because I had spaghetti bolognese for a tea, so... I'm with you, buddy.
Both winners.
Like, the way Mo did you think of doing anything? Like...
I did kind of consider it, because obviously the Mobot is massive, but then
I hate it, I think it's rubbish.
I'd be ripping it off and then people hate me.
I know he's a really nice guy, everyone really likes him, but it's shit, isn't it?
It is. You know the M from YMCA, why didn't he just do the M from...
It was the M.
But that's not the M.
Yeah, that is the M from YMCA. What did you thought the M was that?
Yeah, but he's from down under, isn't he?
Yeah. OK, let's have a look and see if the Olympics are up there. Of course, the #1 thing, the Olympics. Jess Ennis was at the peak of physical fitness in the heptathlon. Watching her, I couldn't help feeling ashamed of myself because I could see what I was doing reflected in the telly. Sean's team, what do you think the nation enjoyed over the last year in the sporting world?
Well, I would say Andy Murray would be one, wouldn't it? Winning the US Open, the first title he's won, and he won an Olympic medal, didn't he?
He's bloody good. Are you a big fan of Andy Murray?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job for tennis and everything else. Relatively nice guy, so...
Relatively nice guy, wow. All right, get a room, Jesus. He's a relatively nice guy. He's done a good job for tennis.
Well, his problem is he had to eradicate his personality because when he started, like you can see on court, he's clearly got a lot of passion and things. But when he started, he would mess about in interviews and do jokes, and he's got loads of abuse for it. So now he just deliberately tries to be as tedious as he can. His interviews now, after like the most incredible tennis game, go, yeah, it was quite awkward because I hit the ball, but he moved when I'd hit it. So I had to hit the ball to the other side, but he moved again, so I kept. Then I tried to go down the middle, but he was there as well. It was absolutely.
He lost 2 toenails, but they didn't say which 2 it was, because it's only your big toe and your little toe that have names.
This is 100% true. Andy Murray, during the final with the US Open, he lost 2 toenails, turned black and fell off during the game. But, sorry, so we don't know which 2 because they've...
Because only your big toe and your little toe have names. And big toe's the only toe that actually does anything. All the rest of the toes are just hanging around with him. Like if you move your toes up and down.
OK, all right, yeah, I'm doing it.
I know, everybody's doing it.
I'm doing my big toe now.
The big toe's the only one that actually goes up and down. All the rest of them are just going, what's going on? My little toe's in a real bad way. It's rolled right over.
But you don't get this on the commentary, do you? You never get a commentator going, and I imagine Andy Murray's toes are going black.
Do you play tennis at all, Joe?
No.
No.
I'm a bit annoyed, though, because my application to be a ball boy got turned down again. I don't know why I bother.
That wasn't by Wimbledon authorities, it was actually by the local police.
Yeah.
You could just pick the balls up and just press them against your beard. Carry them in your beard. That'd look a lot better.
See, I could do it.
Do you watch tennis? You a fan of Andy Murray?
Yes. No, I'm a fan of Roger Federer. I do like Andy Murray, but I have a crush on Roger.
You've got a crush on Roger Federer?
Yes.
Well, if you would like, someone that looks a little bit like his special needs younger brother...
Well, that's what I said.
Look no further, my friend.
You look like Federer if he stood in front of that ball cannon. Just went...
What are you saying?
You look puffed up.
Anna, you come second. Well...
not often.
You do.
You just said.
Well, I can tell you, Andy Murray is not in our top 3, but I don't mean to take anything away from Andy Murray, but let's put this into perspective. Andy Murray has won 1 Grand Slam, which means he's won just 1 more Grand Slam than me. 35% of Americans think British accents are attractive. Well, jolly nice of you to say so, fatty. 19% of people who bought Katie Price's latest book, Love, Lipstick and Lies, haven't read it yet. Fine, we haven't read it, she didn't write it, everyone's happy. Right, let's get started. So we asked our studio audience, do you think you have common sense? Yes or no? John, do you think you've got common sense?
I think I've got too much common sense, yeah. I think I would say that as a result, I'm bordering on the tedious. I don't think I've ever lost my keys or locked myself out or... I can't remember the last time I fell over.
I fell over last year. I fell down the stairs and I broke my nose. Now, that does not make life more exciting.
Although, ka-ching, Stan a stairlift advert.
How did you fall down the stairs?
I had high heels on and a rucksack. I always go around with
high heels and a rucksack? Oh, tell me more.
And you were dressed as a beefeater.
No, I always have a rucksack. I don't like handbags, so I can put both hands in my pockets. So when I trip...
You can break your nose.
Well, I will say maybe I'm too commonsensical, but if I am going down the stairs in high heels, I don't put my hands in my pockets.
You know what I've always thought is not a thing of common sense is I've never understood why people test bath water with their elbows.
Oh, no, you've got to use a baby.
No. Why do people always use their elbows to test bath water? Because you never put your elbows in the bath. Then you sit there like that. Your elbows never go in the actual bath. And really, what you should test water with is with your balls. And that way, you would know exactly what the temperature is.
OK. Of course, the people with the most common sense are probably, practical people like plumbers. Have a look at some of their fine work.
the Siamese twins.
Yeah. Good. Take a look at this one. How do you explain that? Mr. Tickle, maybe? OK, the next one is pretty special, I think. This is an amazing piece of... I don't want them to see my face, but my junk, yeah, I'm fine with that. Fern, do you think you've got common sense?
I've been told by a lot of people that I don't have any, but to me it all seems logical. Like, I put knives in toasters and things. Is that a bad thing to do?
They are better hot.
Yeah.
So what's the thing you've done that you've kind of gone, oh, actually, that was a bit crazy?
Oh, I was on the phone once talking to my friend when I was at school. I was playing with some paracetamol pills with the other
Sure,
hand.
you play with paracetamol, yeah? That's a child, yeah, sure.
I started putting
Scottish
it in
Lego.
in and out of my ear, and then I had to go to hospital to get it removed from my ear.
And then when they took it out, did you go, oh, it sort of aches a bit, and they won't just have a paracetamol?
It was dead funny to go, you know it should go in your mouth.
I've just remembered something I did, which is very stupid when I was a kid, walking home from school, and I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and there used to be a level crossing that went up like that. Yeah. And I had a Parker with toggles, and he'd be waiting for the train to go... No. And I was playing with my toggles, and I tied, like, not just one, about 4 knots across the railing. And I was just in a dream world, and then the thing started going up. And I was hanging on to this railing in the sky. And luckily, this guy got out of his car and sort of climbed up and cut me down as I was going...
What are you going to go for, Sean?
Yes.
OK, you're going yes? I can tell you the answer is yes. 76% of our studio audience think they have common sense.